people in Lebanon and Iran have been displaced. I also want to turn now to some comments made by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. As you can see here again, this live image coming out of Tel Aviv.
Live from Michigan Avenue, this is Fox 32's Good Day Chicago.
Chicago police investigating a shooting in the Bronzeville neighborhood that left 3 people injured. One of Chicago's biggest and most popular races is shutting down streets and bringing thousands to the city. We're going to fill you in on those street closures with the Shamrock Shuffle. And spring was in the air, but winter is back. The latest on what you can expect for today as temperatures are already dropping. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. It is Sunday, March 22nd, and Mark and I are here. And I was just telling Mark before we came on the air, I knew it was going to get cold today, but I thought it was already there. I walked out with a heavy coat, heavy boots, and went, oh, it's warm out here.
Yeah. You know, it looked like it was going to go down in the 40s last night and stay in the 40s. But, you know, that front just lagging a little bit behind that. It's still kind of mild across much of the area.
But not for long.
No, we have a front that's sweeping across northern Illinois right now, and it's going to chill out as we go through the rest of the day. And we're going to see cloud cover, and there's even a chance of some rainfall today as well. You know, it just seems like a week ago that river looked a little greener, didn't it?
It certainly did.
Didn't last long this year. Well, temperatures right now, they are cooling down. We are in the 40s, 49 degrees along the lakeshore, 46 at O'Hare, 46 degrees at Midway. But you can really pick out where that front is. Look at that, 40s from Chicago northward. But you get down along Interstate 80, 64 in LaSalle, Peru, 62 in Morris, 64 even in Joliet, and we've got 60s from Kankakee to Rensselaer. It is still fairly mild across much of the area south of the city, but you too will be seeing those temperatures tumble as we go through the next hour or two. Forecast high temperatures today? Well, the actual high temperature came just past midnight. And we had very mild conditions with temperatures in the 60s across much of the area. Think of these as your afternoon high temperatures, mostly in the 40s, but these temperatures here will be cooling down in the 40s as we go towards the later afternoon and certainly into the evening as well. Front coming through, clouds around, so far no rainfall, but we'll keep a chance of rainfall in your forecast as we go through the morning into the afternoon. The winds are going to continue to pick up. You see a little shimmy from the cams this morning, and that is to some high winds up to around 20, 25 miles an hour, at least higher winds. Cloudy skies, temperatures, again, the trend is downward. Downward down to around 30 degrees overnight tonight, straight down. And then tomorrow, we're back up into the low 40s. At least tomorrow, we have a little sunshine in store. We'll talk about the rest of the week coming up.
All right, thanks for that, Mark. We are following breaking news for you this morning. An SUV crashes into a building in the Belmont-Cragen neighborhood. It happened near the intersection of West Belmont and North Meade Avenue. A tow truck was brought in to remove the vehicle from the building. We are still gathering details on this incident. We're going to provide updates for you as they come into the newsroom. Another breaking story we're following: a man is dead following a shooting in the Auburn-Gresham neighborhood. This happened early this morning in the 8000 block of South Hermitage. Chicago police say officers were responding to a call of a person shot in that area, and when they arrived, they found him lying on the ground with a gunshot wound to the head. Police say he died at the scene. No arrests have been made. And now we turn to another developing story. A woman is dead following a hit and run in Chicago's South Shore neighborhood. Police got a call about a woman lying in the street on East 77th. She was taken to a hospital where she later died. Investigators believe she was riding on a scooter when she was hit by an unknown vehicle that then left the area. Anyone with any information is being asked to call the police. Another story: one person is dead, 2 others left injured after a shooting in Bronzeville. According to Chicago police, the 3 victims were outside on East 38th Street when someone pulled out a gun and opened fire. All 3 victims were taken to the hospital, among them a 39-year-old who later died after getting shot in the chest. Another man was shot and is currently in critical condition. A third man, identified as a 35-year-old, only was shot in the knee and is expected to be okay. No arrests have been made. And Chicago police are questioning a person of interest in the shooting death of Loyola University student earlier this week. CPD has not identified that suspect yet. Police say 18-year-old Sheridan Gordman was walking with friends near Toby Prince Beach early Thursday morning when a masked man approached and began shooting in their direction. Gorman was shot in the head and died at the scene. Investigators believe she wasn't targeted and that it appears to be a case of being at the wrong place at the wrong time. Chicago firefighters filled a courtroom this weekend for the detention hearing of a man charged with setting the fire that killed one of their colleagues. But that hearing has been delayed. The detention for 27-year-old Sheaves Slate was postponed after he was hospitalized this weekend. On Friday, Slate was charged with residential arson, aggravated arson, and murder for allegedly starting the fire in a Rogers Park building that killed Chicago firefighter Michael Altman. The fourth-generation firefighter leaves behind a pregnant wife and a 2-year-old child. The detention hearing for Slate has been scheduled for tomorrow at the Layton Criminal Court building. A newly released report by DCFS is raising new questions about that agency's conduct. And this is all coming after it reportedly failed to prevent the starvation death of an 8-year-old boy in Lake County. Dane Placco has an update. We apologize. We're having some problems with our audio. We will try to bring you that report in just a bit. But we can tell you that a statement from DCFS says its investigation into the circumstances around that boy's death is ongoing, but would not say whether any employees were being disciplined. We're going to have more as we can bring you this information once we get that audio fixed for you. We now want to turn, though, to the war in the Middle East. President Trump threatening to attack Iran's power plants if it does not reopen the Strait of Hormuz. He made the threat in a post on Truth Social. The blockade is partly to blame for the rising gas prices that we've been seeing. They have already gone up nearly $1 per gallon nationwide since the war began. And happening today, the streets of downtown Chicago will be packed with green once again as thousands of runners take part in the annual Shamrock Shuffle 8K run. The wheelchair race will begin at 8:20 later this morning, and then a wave 1 will get underway at 8:30. Wave 2 begins at 9 a.m. Spring break is here, and a lot of people are heading out of town for a little vacation fun. But be careful. Fair warning, you never know what you might find in your hotel room. Welcome back. It is 7:10 on your Sunday morning, and today is going to be an interesting weather day, Mark, right?
Yes, I'm just stretching out here this morning.
Stretching?
Doing my 7:10 stretches.
There you go. Did you get out yesterday to enjoy the nice weather that you predicted?
Not
were correct
as much
about?
as
No?
I wanted
Why
to.
not?
Well, because I was here all day.
Well, we've got doors. You can go out and get a little fresh air.
You know, I was like the kid at the window going,
Yeah, let me out. Let me out.
yeah, school's out for summer. And no, not for me. I was, but, beautiful day.
Yeah,
and,
it was.
a lot of folks, we've been talking about Chicago Hinge. And it's funny because everybody was up there at
Yes.
sunset just doing
Yes.
this. And it's like, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's funny. I think it's become a bigger thing, though, because of social media. Because you guys have been reporting on this forever and ever and ever.
100%.
But now people can come out and they can get their iPhones and they can take the pictures themselves. And it is pretty, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one of those
really beautiful.
Instagrammable minutes.
Totally Instagrammable.
Because, you're right. I mean, the city's been laid out in this direction
Yep.
since, Abe Lincoln was around.
Yes.
And now I guess it was harder with the old, cameras where you put the, probably back in the day when they were taking pictures of Abe.
Now,
probably.
thanks to the iPhone, we are all professional photographers.
Yes, we are, aren't we? Well, if you're out taking pictures today, you're going to get a lot of cloudy pictures. Here's how things look right now. Winds are picking up. We have winds now gusting at times up to 36 miles per hour at O'Hare, 38 mile per hour wind gusts now in Aurora, 36 along the lake at Gary. Yeah, go out to LaSalle, Peru. Look at that, only 3 mile per hour wind gusts and 5 mile per hour wind gusts at Morris. But the winds will be sweeping through as this cold front comes through, and that'll drop our temperatures. If you haven't fallen into the 40s yet, you soon will. And we have a pretty good temperature contrast from temperatures in the 40s across much of Chicago and still some 50s and 60s holding on down along Interstate 80. Well, there are some snowy conditions and winter conditions from northern Michigan across central Wisconsin. You can see the pink there indicating a little mixed precip and a little bit of snow there as well. And I was talking to Dane Placco yesterday, and he said there's still snowmobile trails are still in pretty good shape across northern Wisconsin. So, hey, if you're not doing anything this afternoon, now's your last chance because stuff will be melting here coming up over the next couple of weeks. 45 this morning at 8 o'clock. Temperatures down to 42 at 12 noon. We fall into the 30s late this afternoon and hold into the 30s as we go overnight tonight. Temperatures down to around 35 degrees by 8 o'clock tonight. So those temperatures definitely chilling out. We have a cool day today, mostly in the 40s, falling into the 30s, as I just pointed out. We're in the 40s again tomorrow. But check this out. This is the March 30th through April 5th temperature trend. And the signals are for more temperatures to register above normal. So right now, it looks like the trend above average. Futurecast, we are cloudy across the city. The couple of chances of sprinkles, again, not significant rainfall coming our way, but we could see a little shower or two as we go throughout the later morning and again during the afternoon. Then as we head towards Monday, clouds early in the day. Those clouds will depart with some sunshine as we head to the afternoon, but still on the chilly side. Temperatures about 3, 4, 5 degrees below average for your Monday as we find ourselves mostly in the middle 40s and pushing back into the 50s for a good portion of the rest of the week. And I'll share that 7-day forecast with you coming up.
Okay, thanks for that, Mark. Hey, if you're heading to Florida for spring break, we got some advice for you. Check the sheets, and we're not talking about bed bugs this time because this was a big surprise for a couple of people who actually crawled into bed at their Airbnb.
What?
And what did they find, Mark?
What did they find? I'm afraid that it is Florida.
Yes, they found a snake in the sheet.
Oh, jeez.
There's a snake in the sheet.
Oh, my goodness.
Look at that. But it's okay, Mark, because it was a small python.
Oh, just a small python.
Yeah, it was all curled up under the covers at their Airbnb.
Oh, of course it was.
Yeah, it happened in Destin, Florida, in the state's Panhandle, one of the hot spring break destinations, right? One of the friends was brave enough to pick up the python with the shirt and carry it outside. For anyone curious, it turned out to be a ball python, which can grow to around 4 or 5 feet. Okay, that's crazy. So, you like snakes?
I'm not a big fan, but, I can tolerate them, but I don't want them in my bed.
So I was out visiting my family in Texas, and we were staying at an Airbnb. And it was a townhome rental, okay? And so we were, each family, we each had one of the places. And it was a hot summer day. And, you know, the grass in Texas this time of year is crunchy.
Crunchy, yeah.
Yeah, it's crunchy.
Yeah.
And it's not green.
No.
And when you walk in it, you can hear the crunch going along, right? So I think they were throwing a Frisbee or something. And the next thing I know, my daughter went over to grab the Frisbee because the little ones had thrown it off to the side. And she reached over, and there was a snake there.
Oh.
But it wasn't just a snake. According to my family, it was a copperhead snake.
Oh.
Yes.
Those are nasty.
Right?
Yeah.
So every time I go to visit now, I'm constantly looking on the ground for
Yeah,
snakes.
I'm that way when we get into, like, you know, poison snake country.
Yeah.
You know, we're pretty fortunate here in our part of Illinois. We really don't have, I can't say any, but we don't have many poisonous snakes here.
What
You
do we have
go-
that's poison?
We have, there's basically, we have rattlesnakes, but I've never seen one. I'm in the woods all the time.
You've never seen a rattlesnake?
No, we have timber rattlers here, and we have a second rattlesnake, which is called a Masagua, which is a swamp rattler, and those are very much endangered. There was one place that was up in Lake County that had a little pond that was there, and they wouldn't tell anyone where it was because they wanted to protect that.
Oh.
You can go to Devil's Lake, Wisconsin, and find some rattlesnakes, and you can go along the Mississippi River and find a few rattlesnakes,
Wow.
but that's about it. So there's your rattlesnake update.
I don't know if I ever told you, one of the first news stories I ever did was about rattlesnake hunting.
Really?
It was in Waurika, Oklahoma.
Waurika.
Every year they have this huge rattlesnake hunt.
The roundup.
Yes,
Yeah.
the Waurika rattlesnake.
And
roundup.
tell us what they do with those rattlesnakes.
Well, they do all kinds of fun things with
Yeah.
them, apparently,
Make
besides cooking them and
hat bands,
and making little
belts.
decorative things.
Yeah.
But I remember they had these long sticks, and they would pick up these rocks, and that's where the rattlesnakes live.
So they used sticks rather than just reach underneath there.
No, they had the special rattler stick.
Oh, rattler sticks.
Yes. Come on, Mark. You know so much. I'm surprised you didn't know that.
Well, I never used a rattler stick because I never go out looking for rattlers.
You don't look for rattlers?
You know, I see these big roundups that they have, and they have like cookout, and they'll cook and eat them. And
Yes.
I've heard various things. First
like
of all,
chicken.
tastes like chicken. And then the other thing I heard is that with not really good chicken. It
bad
tastes
chicken.
kind of tastes a little
Yeah,
fishy
I don't
sometimes.
think I've ever eaten rattlesnake.
Yeah,
but
I think I would probably pass. Now, in this video here, this guy gets this ball python.
Yeah.
Now, we say he takes it outside and maybe just lets it go. That's not what you want to do with a ball python because they're not natural to Florida.
So what do we need to do if we find one?
Call the Florida PO because they show up and they, you know, these guys are trained apparently to do all kinds of magical things,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Wrestle alligators and
Pythons.
there's a big problem in Florida because somebody released some ball pythons and now they're taking over the Everglades.
Multiplied.
And they're all over the place. In fact, you can get a job. I don't know how much it pays. I want to say like $22 an hour, and you can go out and be a snake wrangler, and you can go out and
there you
catch
go.
snakes.
There's life after TV news,
Yes,
Mark
there
Terrell.
is. I get my boots on and go on out.
I'll go back to Waurika.
Go wrangle
Get
some
my boots,
snakes.
too.
Yeah. So I
Professional
always say
rattler.
there's something good about having the weather get down to 10 below zero.
Yeah,
You know,
true.
once or twice
Maybe
a
we
year.
don't have to deal with that.
Kind of shoos those snakes away.
That's crazy.
And fortunately, we don't have any copperheads here, but you get to southern Illinois.
And that's where you find
You
them.
could probably find a lot of things.
How long have we been talking about snakes?
Well, as long as this video keeps going, I think we can talk more.
We could go forever. Who knew? Okay, we're moving on to the next one, right?
Yeah, now if one of your New Year's resolutions is to find love,
Oh, the wrong place.
a new study says sports and physical activities are becoming the top ways for singles to meet people. Running clubs were always popular for scoring dates, but that has morphed into signing up for all kinds of sports. Experts say sharing an activity makes connections feel more natural. No swiping required, plus even if sparks don't fly, at least you still have a workout buddy.
Do you have to run? Can you just do a wine club or something, right?
Yeah, that would, you know, it seems like it would be harder with a running club. Like, hi, how you
Where are
doing?
you from? Nice to meet you.
What's your sign? What's your major?
What's your sign? Yeah, we both are on the same path there. Okay, if you are looking to live in the happiest country in the world, this isn't going to surprise you, but you're going to have to head overseas, specifically to Europe. Finland has earned its 9th consecutive title as the happiest nation on earth. That's according to Oxford University's World Happiness Report. This is due to a combination of wealth, equal distribution, and healthy life expectancy. Other Nordic countries also ranked in the top 10, with Denmark at number 2 and Iceland at number 3. And if you're wondering, the U.S. ranks number 23. What do you suppose it is about those Nordic countries?
You know, I think a couple of things. I think, first of all, you know, it's so dark and cold there for part of the year that anyone who was miserable got the heck out. They're now down in the Mediterranean or down in Florida or someplace.
I wonder if cold weather does something to you.
Freezes your brain?
Amongst other things.
I did see several people interviewed over the years, because this is what, 4 or 5 years? This has been a multiple year thing. And I noticed that a couple of people said the same thing. They said, it's not like we're all really happy, it's just that we're not really sad.
Okay.
So that the median kind of gets pushed up a little bit. And I thought about that. I'm like,
interesting.
Okay, I don't know. Is it better to have a country where we're not all really happy, but we're all not really sad? We're kind of, we're above average. Or is it better just to have a lot of happy people around, and then sad people, sorry, don't want to be you, but, you know, you're on your own there. Right?
You know, this is one of the things I love about you. You're so deep. You're so deep, Mark. It's 7:21. My brain hurts, and you've got me really thinking right now. I've been up since 3:30 this morning. Like I said, one of the many things I love about you.
Well, this is the nature of drinking a lot of coffee early in the morning. Yeah. All right, well, a cosmic sight caught on camera. People in Ohio and Pennsylvania spotted a meteor that was yesterday morning. Many thought it was an explosion. Kind of it was, an explosion in the atmosphere. After hearing the sonic boom it created, NASA later confirmed it was a 17,000-pound meteor. I wonder how they are able to weigh it as it goes through there. That's about twice as heavy as a hippo.
Oh.
I love, is there somebody like in a department somewhere that goes, hey, Ralph, it's like 9,000 pounds. What is that?
Hippo weigh?
Yeah, well, you know, we don't have anything at 9,000 pounds, but it's twice a hippo.
They're trying to make it so we understand it. I kind of like the comparison, right? Imagine a hippo.
See, I want one elephant. I want it simpler. You're making it too complicated. I was told there'd be no math. 2 hippos. Just tell me it's worth 1 elephant.
There you go. You're right. Break it down more simple. More simple for those of us who need the simplicity.
Well, many of the small pieces actually may have landed somewhere outside of Cleveland and Akron, and I'm sure that there is a meteorite hunt, because I know that, especially our folks here at the Field Museum, they are into it, and they are passionate about it. I remember there was a meteor that struck in southwestern Wisconsin, and they were able to find some meteorite pieces. And I think one of the things that helped them, I think there was some snow on the ground.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it stood out.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah, to go on a road trip. What are we doing? We going to Florida? No, they got ball pythons there. Let's go look for some meteorites near Akron.
That'd be much more fun.
In.
Then you don't need a rattler stick for that.
We
so
do
that
not.
makes it even more fun. And we'll be back with more fun right after this.
I hope you're having a happy morning.
We certainly are. Welcome back. It's 7:26. Roseland Community Hospital is celebrating 100 years with a community food giveaway. March is National Nutrition Month, and the hospital notes that it serves a community in which 20% of the residents live below the poverty level. Roseland Community Hospital is one of 20 safety net hospitals in the city of Chicago, but has been struggling recently because of federal cuts to Medicaid programs. A big event in Bensenville this weekend that's helping to honor veterans across the Chicago area. The 13th annual Law Enforcement Hockey Classic was held at the Edge Ice Arena. Members of the Chicago Police Department and the FBI are playing each other to raise money for the Honor Flight Chicago program. Honor Flight, as you probably know, flies veterans to Washington, D.C. to visit war memorials and to thank them for their service. This event raises money through ticket sales, raffles, and auctions and other activities. Stick around. It's 7:27. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Opening day, believe it or not, is this week. Baseball fans are going to have a lot of new food to snack on during the games. Tina Nguyen is going to give us a preview of some of the new dining options being rolled out at Wrigley. But I think first, we're going to go over to Mark to find out about what you can expect with opening day. Today would not be the best day to play baseball because it's going to get kind of chilly and windy, right?
It's a little chilly, a little windy, at least probably dry for I guess it depends on what time the game. Our theoretical game today.
Let's pretend we're playing at 2-ish.
Now, here's the deal. On Thursday, we do have a chance of some rainfall, but it looks pretty mild with temperatures in the 60s. Here's what's going on today. We do have some cloud cover. There's a little, there's about 2 centimeters of blue sky there. not a lot of that going to be happening today. Again, mostly cloudy skies today. We do have a chance of some rainfall developing later on this morning and into the afternoon. Then we go into the lows tonight. After temperatures yesterday hitting the 70s, we've been in the pushing down towards the 40s. We're in the 40s now across much of the city, and those 40s will slink all the way down in the 30s, 31 degrees midway, also at the lakefront, 34 degrees overnight tonight at O'Hare, and then 20s from the north and northwest suburbs. 26 tonight in Woodstock, 27 degrees in DeKalb, 30s, low 30s, sub-freezing conditions across most of the area overnight tonight. So tomorrow, here's the good news about tomorrow. We will see some sunshine, but it's going to be coolish sunshine with temperatures 43 at both of the airports, cooler along the lake, 37 at lakefront here, Gary at 37, 39 in Waukegan. Then we get in some upper 40s, closing in on 50 degrees across parts of LaSalle County, but most of us here in the lower 40s. Again, some cloud cover around as a front sweeps through the area. Today in the 40s, falling into the 30s later this afternoon. Tomorrow, 43 degrees. But after that, we start to warm it up again. Temperatures into the 50s. Thursday, playing a little baseball, 67, but there is a chance of rain there. It's easy to see where the cold fronts come through. Temperatures back down to 44 on Friday, Saturday, 49 degrees, and we're warming up again, 60s and 70s as we go through the second part of the weekend and beyond. And then look at this, more cold air. So you can see the little clash of the air masses kind of back and forth. And timing on those air shift changes, if it's off just a little bit, it can alter these high temperatures coming up this next week. So that's the general trend, but the exact timing, you know, we're still talking about the 10-day forecast there. 46 degrees, mostly cloudy skies, north-northeast winds now at 23 with some higher gusts. And wind chills right now at 38 degrees, so a little bit of a chill. 42 now at the Lakeshore, 45 at Woodstock, it's 40 in Waukegan, 47 in DeKalb. And then look at here. 62 in LaSalle, Peru, 60 in Ottawa, 60 degrees in Morris, Seneca 61 degrees, 62 in Kankakee, 63 in Rensselaer, even Valparaiso at 63. Cold front pushing down. You're in the 60s now. You'll soon fall into the 50s, and the 40s are right behind that.
Welcome back. It's 7:36. Remember this guy, Punch the monkey?
I do remember Punch the monkey.
Punch was being rejected at his new habitat.
Aww.
Apparently things are changing now, and he's seeing some happier days. The baby macaque who first captured our hearts after he was pulled by fellow monkeys at the Japanese zoo where he lives, he's reportedly found love. Punch has been spotted cuddling with a female macaque named Momo. Wait, how old is Punch?
He's a baby.
Okay.
So, yeah, what do you think? There's some cack abuse there going on? Some
Yeah,
cack?
I'm like, come on.
Maybe it's just kind of a motherly love that's going on there because he was a baby, right?
Yes, and friendship.
And he was friendship. It's all about macaque friendship.
Yes.
Because he was not, he was bullied by the other macaques.
Yes, he
I
was.
did not know macaques would bully one another.
either,
But
yeah.
apparently this poor little guy was getting excluded from the reindeer games and was being bullied. So they gave him a little stuffed animal.
Yeah, it looks like he still has it. Every once in a while you see it in this video.
Yeah, so, you know, Jake and I were talking about this the other day. This is kind of like a Pixar movie where, you know, the little toy.
Yes, comes to life and but you know, with Jake, everything is a movie. It all comes back to a movie with that guy, no matter what the topic is, right? But this could be a cute one.
Yeah. But you have the little discarded toy over in the corner, and so
Toy Story.
It sounds like things are all back to normal in macaque world.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, makes me happy. The list is out, the most popular dog breeds of the year, and this year there's a change, not for number 1, but for number 5.
Who's counting?
The American Kennel Club says dachshunds now are coming in at number 5, pushing the poodle out to number 6. Who knew? The German Shepherd made number 4.
Look how cute.
That's just kind of funny. The Golden Retriever at number 3, and the Labrador Retriever made number 2. Yes, he did. But the breed Americans seem to love the most is still the French Bulldog, who have claimed the top spot since 2023 or 22.
You see them everywhere.
French Bulldogs,
Yeah.
do you really?
Oh, yeah. They're really popular. They're very cute, but I know they have they're kind of hard because of their breathing issues, right?
Oh, breathing and breeding. You know, they
right. When they have birth, it's
you need to have. I'm not an expert on French Bulldogs, but I think a vet needs to be involved there. Yeah,
they are cute, but
they're kind of like the Maseratis, like the Italian sports cars of the dog world. You know, pretty, cool, high maintenance.
High maintenance, yeah.
You're going to have your mechanic on speed dial or your vet on speed dial, I think so.
I know, you're a big dog lover.
Yeah.
Of all the dogs you've ever owned, what's been your favorite breed?
You know, I had a border collie one time that was so smart.
Yeah.
But it just would go do stuff. I mean, fortunately, we lived out in the country on a farm, but it would just, if there was animals out there, it would round up animals and bring them to you. And it's like, I didn't want the animals here. I wanted them out there.
How cute, though.
Yeah.
It's like a natural instinct, huh?
Bred instinct, because they are herding dogs, and they are so intelligent.
Oh, I love that.
But you know what? I love all dogs. You know, from the big fluffy dogs like a golden retriever, a collie. I mean, just all dogs are cool.
I love them.
Yeah.
I love them. I prefer that they don't shed, but let me look how cute. Sometimes you can't help it.
Yeah. No, that's true. And you know, a lot of people have like poodles or snickerdoodles or whatever.
Labradoodles. That's what, I had a Labradoodle. That was a smart dog.
Yeah,
so
they are, aren't they?
Yes, very, very smart. Okay, now we're moving on to Han Solo to Sun Devil. Apparently, award-winning actor Harrison Ford is scheduled to speak at this year's ASU commencement ceremony. The Indiana Jones star will also receive an honorary degree from the university. The school's spring commencement will be held on May 11th at Mountain America Stadium in Tempe. Wow, having him speak at your ceremony, how cool is that?
Who spoke at your graduation ceremony?
I have no idea.
Yeah, right?
Don't remember.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
It was probably some doctor from some program of, you know, who cares?
Yeah. And I'm trying to remember, I don't remember it being anything really special, except for the fact of the day itself.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right.
And just having the family up there and how exciting
cool.
it was, you know.
But they have, you know, and it doesn't even matter what Indiana Jones says.
Right.
You know, just the fact that he's there, and he'll probably have a few pithy comments and, you know, hopefully a couple of Indiana Jones references.
It has to. Everybody's going to be bringing Indiana Jones things. Last year, was it? Northwestern had Steve Carell, I believe, right? Remember,
Yeah.
and that video went viral with him and one of the professors.
Be so memorable.
Yeah.
And Denzel Washington has been a notable. I mean, any of those guys, you know, bring them. I don't want to hear.
That cost, though.
Well, I'm sure.
What are they charging?
I'm sure.
And if you're a parent paying for student tuition, do you really want to cover the cost of Indiana Jones? Bring the unknown professor Eddie Davis going to save
yeah,
you
he's
tuition.
free. Well, and also I think the part of the payment is, hey, you come on over here, we'll give you an honorary degree.
Yeah.
You can put it on the wall for whatever it's worth, right? Well, there's a new trend called silent walking.
Okay, this kills me.
You know what you do when you silent walk? You shut the heck up. You don't talk. In an era where everyone has their phones out or is listening to music or a podcast, not paying attention to where they're walking. They walk into the street lamps or into the, city streets. Many people are ditching the tech and they're just enjoying nature. What a concept.
Oh, wow.
Some see it as a time of meditation. Others just want some exercise. But the only rules are no headphones and no talking.
And it's called what again?
Silent.
I've never heard of such a thing. Isn't it funny how things work nowadays? You know, we're on the maybe upper end here, when it comes to the age category. And then the younger generation is like, wow, guess what I did yesterday?
We just discovered.
I went for a walk and I didn't talk to anybody and I didn't listen to music.
I took my phones out.
What a concept.
There's birds that sing. I saw a squirrel go across my path.
I paid attention. Wow. Okay. Hey, Mark, let me ask you a question. When's the last time you bought a new item of clothing?
That's a good question.
You don't know? Well, when we come back, we're going to tell you about a woman who's gone crazy on Reddit because apparently she stirred up quite a debate after revealing her husband's closet where nothing in there is less than 20 years old.
Wow.
That's a husband for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
We'll be right back.
That's why you need a wife.
Okay.
Good morning. Welcome back.
Okay, Mark, Take a look at this.
I'm looking. What am I looking at?
This is video in Australia.
Okay.
You're not going crazy. That's a possum. Airport officials say it got stuck inside the airport. Video taken from a staff member shows the possum's head poking out and looking around.
Look at that.
Having a good old time. They were able to get the little critter out of there safely. Oh, wow.
So this is like in a gift shop in an airport.
Yeah.
And he's hanging out with other little furry
with
creatures.
Stuffed animals. And
yeah.
And can you imagine trying to grab for that one to go purchase it? And then all of a sudden, it attacks?
You know, think about this. You know, you're sleep deprived. You're flying, 3 international time zones away, and you're grabbing a gift for the kids.
Yep.
So you're in a hurry. You got your paper. You got your, latte, and you reach in and go, oh, that's cute. You pull this thing.
I don't know what kind of noises possums make.
I think that was pretty good. That was a pretty good song. And maybe you're so tired you don't even realize it. And it moves around. This one has batteries. Oh.
It's got batteries.
You get on the plane, and that's where the stewardess is dropping a hammer on you, going, I'm sorry, sir. Or maybe not. Maybe they think it's your emotional support possum.
Uh-oh, we're going off the rails here.
I'm just saying.
Or maybe you're at Brighton early, and there's issues with the audio, and you can't get things going, so you just let Mark and Sylvia talk forever.
I'm just saying, this is a possibility. These are all on the grand scheme of things that can happen. All right, one man's fashion philosophy seems to be, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, his wife says he hasn't bought any new clothes in over 20 years. In a now viral post.
Okay.
Are you checking out his closet
Yeah.
there? Did you see anything weird?
No.
Just old clothes, right?
Yeah.
In a now viral post, a woman on Reddit shared a picture of her husband's closet. Okay, I'm not really sure I'd want my spouse showing my personal closet stuff, but that's a story for another day. Well, she says he's been wearing the same clothes since 2005. The same year the couple started dating. She must have liked them then, right?
Yeah.
Well, some might find the idea of wearing the same clothes over 2 decades unusual. A lot of people are applauding the sustainability of his approach to fashion.
And look how neat that closet is.
See, it seems neat, right?
Yeah. Is there something that you have in your closet that you can say you've probably had it in there for 20 years?
Oh, there's no doubt.
Right?
There's no doubt.
And you
There's
still
some.
Wear it?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, one thing I love and I miss dearly is. It was called Field Gear from Marshall Fields.
Okay.
And Field Gear was just, like a shirt, it was just, but it was built very well, and was built so well, in fact, I still have some of the stuff.
So kind of like a capsule wardrobe, very basic, your kind of go-to, and something that was good quality.
Just a few items, yeah. And I miss Field Gear because I miss Marshall Fields.
Yes.
And like I said, it was built, it just wasn't built in some place where it had, just a few stitches. It was built very well, so much so that I still have it after 20 years. The good thing about this is men's fashions, they don't change as radically as women, so I could see how a guy could pull it off. But then, now here's the question. You see this same guy for, you've known him all his life, and he looks like he never changes. Is that kind of an issue?
Well, first of all, they have a pretty big closet, so it looks like he has quite the selection.
Right.
20 years ago, he bought a lot of stuff.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Well, he was trying to impress the lady.
How often do you actually notice somebody wears the same outfit again?
Never.
I mean, come on.
Never. Never. It's funny. I worked with Bruce Wolf, who was our morning sports guy here on Good Day Chicago for years and years and years.
Character.
And, great character.
Yeah.
And he mentioned one day that he's worn the same suit, coat, and tie for like 15 years. And I've been working with him for a couple of years. I didn't even notice. I just thought, I thought it would be like, Elon Musk, where it's the closet with the same.
So he did that for 15 years and nobody noticed. Was it only on Tuesday that he wore it, or?
5 days a week.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, well, that's good on you. But that shows you how much I pay attention to other people's
I wonder
stuff.
if I wore the same dress for 2 weeks, if people would notice.
Women would notice. Yeah. Right? Women have sharp eyes.
Sometimes men too, though. Yeah.
Yeah. But women are very sharp.
Try an experiment.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm not going to tell you what it is, and we'll see if you notice.
Okay.
Some sweet notes for a second-grade teacher about to get married. She asked her class to give her advice about marriage, and they were equally creative and insightful. One wrote, do not eat each other's snacks.
That's very important.
Yeah, that is important. Along with get her Starbucks every day and give her flowers. How sweet. That must be something they saw from one of their parents.
Yeah,
right?
I'm sure, right?
And another good one, be kind and love each other. Yeah, the teacher said she wanted to do something to get her students involved in her wedding, so she came up with this idea. She was amazed at how thoughtful and sweet the responses were. She is now apparently on her honeymoon, and I'm hoping they're putting all of this good advice to good use, huh? How sweet is
It
that?
seems like there's a little kid's book or something, you know?
Right.
Like the things I need to know about,
Yeah.
staying married, I learned in 2nd grade.
How to treat a man, how to treat a woman.
Yeah.
Is there such a book?
There should be. I'm sure there's thousands
Well,
of
we
them.
have time on our hands, so.
We could write one? Yeah. Okay, we're going to steal their first 3 ideas. Starbucks
Yes,
and flowers.
and flowers. I like that.
And don't steal their snacks.
Exactly. Definitely not.
Well, imagine seeing this on the road. What state would this be in, Sylvia? Florida. Okay, I'm watching the video there. Okay. Every time someone circles video, I'm just like...
Well, it's helpful.
Well, it is helpful because I'm like, okay, what am I watching for? Okay, some deputies in Florida arrested a driver, not for driving the wrong way, but for going backwards down the road. Is that against the rules? Apparently so in Florida. The driver told deputies the car was stuck in reverse. I'd never seen this story before. Because of a mechanical issue. So this was his solution. Deputies say that mechanical issue magically disappeared when the sirens came on. William Murphy was charged with habitual driving with a license suspended or revoked. Okay, now we're getting a little deeper into the story. There's more issues than just driving backwards.
History.
He's a habitual offender.
Actually, I'm kind of impressed with his driving skills. Could you do that?
It'd be hard, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Officials say he's already been convicted 10 times before.
Well, that's why he's so good at it.
What are you doing, Florida? Get this guy off the road.
That's why he's so good at it. I used to have this driveway at my house in the suburbs that was this killer driveway.
Yeah.
Like every...
Steep?
Oh, so it went all the way down, and then there was, like, you go into the garage, and then there was, like, a curb that went this way. And can I tell you how many times I scratched my car up?
Oh, my goodness.
Every time I was coming in and out, I'd hear, straight, you know, which is painful.
Yes, it is.
So, but I got really, really good at maneuvering that.
I would hope so. After how many
I
scrapes?
became a master.
Yeah.
Which is why he's so good at this, because you said he's been arrested 10 times?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I could drive backwards, but put me up against any curved driveway.
You can handle it, huh?
I can handle
Yeah.
it. I can
Did you
handle it.
become good at buffing out the scratches then, too?
Yeah, well, needless to say, my husband was not too happy about it. He kept saying, why don't you just let me pull? I'm like, no, I'm going to get this.
I'm going to learn.
Get this. And my daughter learned from me, too, because she was pulling out of the driveway, and the car was the worst condition after she had driven it. So, yeah, we didn't get nice cars after. No more nice cars for you.
No nice car for you.
No nice cars. Okay, we'll be right back. Don't go away with the forecast.
I hear audio.
Good news. Hopefully. Please, please. Okay, well, let's check our forecast because today you're getting a little bit of everything, right?
Yeah, you know, we started out with some pretty mild temperatures at midnight, and the temperatures have been tumbling ever since. And honestly, you go down to south of Joliet, there's still some 60s here this morning.
Yeah, that's
well,
crazy.
Most of us are in the 40s, and that is rain and snow just up to our north across central Wisconsin. I think we got a shot of some rainfall today. Temperatures will stabilize for a while in the 40s before we fall into the 30s late afternoon and early evening. We're into the 40s again tomorrow, but we see some sunshine tomorrow, and then we're back up to 55 on Tuesday with a few more clouds.
What's average again for this time of year?
Upper 40s, right around 49 degrees. We're about ready to push up to about 50. So we're a little bit below average and then a little above average. So it all averages out.
Yeah, but that cold spell we just had over the last week, I don't want to do that again. Okay?
No, I'm against that.
Yeah. Well, let's see
I
what
would
happens,
definitely
right?
be against that.
Okay, well, we hope you guys stick around. Mark and I will be back for our 8 o'clock hour of Good Day Chicago. See you soon.
Lake. Live from Michigan Avenue, this is Fox 32's Good Day Chicago.
Chicago police investigating a shooting in the Bronzeville neighborhood that left 3 people dead, or shot, that is. One of Chicago's biggest and most popular races is shutting down streets and bringing thousands to the city. We're going to fill you in on those street closures with the Shamrock Shuffle. And spring was in the air, but winter is back. The latest on what you can expect for today as temperatures are already dropping. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us. It is Sunday, March 22nd. And yes, if you stepped outside already, you're thinking, oh, it's not that bad. But stick around for a little bit more. It's not going to get horrible, but it's definitely, we're going to notice the difference.
We're going to be below average today.
Especially after yesterday.
I love that race, the Shamrock Shuffle. You know, and my favorite part are the broccoli guys.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. I forgot about
the guys that like dress up like broccoli and race. We've had them on the show before.
Yes.
And they are fun guys.
Yeah. No, they're broccoli. See, I caught him there. I know Mark Strell's sense of humor.
Yeah, they're not mushrooms, but they are fun individuals.
Okay,
yeah.
and what is the weather going to be like for this race, which is getting ready to start very soon? Is it going to be windy?
It is a little breezy outside. We've got some pretty high wind gusts in some areas as this front comes through, and temperatures falling down into the 40s here, and I think most of the city into the 40s here right now. Right now it is cloudy. We do have clouds again for much of the day today. We will see partly cloudy skies very late overnight tonight, and a little sunshine coming our way tomorrow. There's a little sun reflecting off the lake right there, but not much more. We've got temperatures now cooling down to 38 degrees along the lake. Up to the North Shore, temperatures 43 degrees at both of the airports. It's 42 degrees right now along the lake shore, and we've got temperatures in the 40s and 50s down to the south. Look at this, still some warmth holding on. Kankakee at 65 degrees. It's 61 degrees in Utica. We're still holding on to 64 degrees in Rensselaer. So cold front pushing down. That is going to be the dominant weather feature for us as we go through really the next couple of days, with daytime highs only in the 40s, and we're looking at temperatures tomorrow only in the 40s as well before we push back up above average as we head towards Tuesday with temperatures back in the 50s. Cloud cover now. It is a little bit breezy. We're going to stay that way for much of the day.
All right, thanks for that, Mark. We are following breaking news for you this morning. An SUV crashes into a building in the Belmont-Cragen neighborhood. It happened near the intersection of West Belmont Avenue and North Meade Avenue. A tow truck was brought in to remove the vehicle from the building. We're still getting details on this, and we'll bring you more information as it comes into the newsroom. Also, a man is dead following a shooting in the Auburn-Gresham neighborhood. This happened early this morning in the 8000 block of South Hermitage. Chicago police say officers were responding to a call of a person shot in the area. When they arrived, they found him lying on the ground with a gunshot wound to the head. Police say he died at the scene. No arrests have been made. A woman is dead following a hit and run in Chicago's South Shore neighborhood. Police got a call about a woman lying on the street on East 77. She was taken to the hospital where she later died. Investigators believe she was riding on a scooter when she was hit by an unknown car that left the area. Anyone with information about this incident should call police. One person is dead. 2 others were left injured after a shooting in Bronzeville. According to Chicago police, the 3 victims were outside on East 38th Street when someone pulled out a gun and opened fire. All 3 were taken to a hospital, among them a 39-year-old who later died after getting shot in the chest. Another man was shot and is currently in critical condition. A third man, identified as a 35-year-old, was shot in the knee and is expected to be okay. No arrests have been made. Chicago police are questioning a person of interest in the death of a Loyola University student earlier this week. CPD has not identified that suspect yet. Police say 18-year-old Sheridan Gorman was walking with friends near Toby Prince Beach early Thursday morning when a masked man approached and began shooting in their direction. Gorman was shot in the head and died at the scene. Investigators believe the girl wasn't targeted and that it appears to be a case of being at the wrong place at the wrong time. Chicago firefighters filled a courtroom this weekend for the detention hearing of a man charged with setting a fire that killed one of their colleagues, only to find out that hearing is being delayed. The detention hearing for 27-year-old Sheev Slate was postponed after he was hospitalized this weekend. On Friday, Slate was charged with residential arson, aggravated arson, and murder for allegedly starting the fire in a Rogers Park building that killed Chicago firefighter Michael Altman. The 4th-generation firefighter leaves behind a pregnant wife and a 2-year-old child. We now turn to the war in the Middle East. President Trump threatening to attack Iran's power plants if it does not reopen the Strait of Hormuz. He made the threat in a post on Truth Social. The blockade is partly to blame for the rising gas prices that we've been seeing. They've gone up nearly $1 per gallon nationwide since this war began. And happening today, the streets of downtown Chicago will be packed with green once again as thousands of runners take part in the annual Shamrock Shuffle. The wheelchair race will begin at 8:20, and then wave 1 of that race will get underway at 8:30. Wave 2 starts at 9. Keep in mind there will be road closures around Grant Park. They include parts of Columbus Drive, State Street, Grand Avenue, and Wacker Drive. And you can find more information on our website, fox32chicago.com. Coming up on Good Day, who doesn't love delicious cheesecake? We're going to have the owners from one local bakery who've been making cheesecakes for the Chicago area for more than 2 decades. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It's 8:09, and Mark, what can we expect today? Is it windy out there? Look at that camera behind you.
Little shaking going on. And look at that. There's a peak of sunshine.
Yay, let's bring it on. I'm ready.
That's about all you're going to see today. It's going to be mostly cloudy today with windy conditions, as you can well see. Cameras bolted down, but something's rattling out there. Winds are going to continue as we go throughout the morning as that front comes through. Our temperatures falling out of the 40s, eventually into the 30s later on this afternoon and into the evening. And then we go all the way down to about the freezing point overnight tonight, a little below outside of the city. In fact, we'll have some 20s overnight tonight into the early morning hours, especially north and west of the city, from McHenry County, anywhere north, basically, and west from Elgin back up to around McHenry. And those temperatures falling back down into the 30s after daytime highs tomorrow, into the 40s. Tomorrow, at least we see some sunshine. And the winds will level off a little bit tomorrow as well. So temperatures remain below average today and tomorrow. I guess we're making up for the mild stuff we've had earlier in the last couple of days. Winds gusting at times up to 37 miles per hour now in Midway. 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts now in Aurora. 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts also at O'Hare. 33-mile-per-hour wind gusts coming in along the lake at Gary. South of that front, though, look at that. We're still talking about winds only in the 8-9 mile per hour category, 5 mile an hour winds at Kankakee. But I think these winds are going to push through along that front as that front continues to sail further to the south. Some snow, some sleet, some ice, and a broad band from the South Dakota area across Minnesota, across central Wisconsin, and right into Michigan. That all stays primarily to our north, at least the wintry weather. But we do have a chance of some wet weather, some scattered showers as we go throughout the day today. About a 30% chance. What we are showing is cloudy skies, temperatures falling out of the 40s down to about 37 degrees by 5 o'clock. And here we are tonight, 34 degrees at 9 o'clock. as the cooler air pushes in for a couple of days before we bounce back. I'll tell you more about that in a moment.
All right, thank you, Mark. A local business known for making some of the best cheesecake for decades has something sweet for everyone to enjoy for every holiday and maybe for just Tuesday, right? So joining us now are the owners of Stewart's Cheesecake, Cameron and Susan Stewart. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Do tell, Stewart's Cheesecake, where are you guys located? How long have you been around?
So we're in Bloomingdale. We've been around for about almost 7 years. We started, I come from a family of cooks, bakers, and restaurant owners. And my dad made cheesecake for me as a kid, and I loved it. And as I grew up, I couldn't find his taste anywhere. I went back and asked him for his recipe. He said no. He said start with the one on the back of the Philadelphia cream cheese box. And it's been about 25, 26 years now, and I've been making them all the time.
Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny about our parents, how they don't want to give up that secret ingredient?
Right,
okay,
right.
So you decided I'm going to perfect my dad's cheesecake.
Yes.
So what did it take to get it to that same level?
So what I knew was right was when he tasted it and he said, you know, it's okay. And I figured that's all I'm going to get from you.
That's the ultimate compliment coming from dad. And then you come in, your husband and wife team, and you decide, let's see what we can do with flavors. So let's talk about the types of flavors that you have.
Yeah, so we have some here today, but we have usually about 13 on our website at any time, plus seasonal flavors.
We can lift this.
Yeah.
This is so cute.
Our charcuterie board for Easter.
Ooh, tell us about that.
So we've got our classic, our white chocolate raspberry and lemon blueberry cheesecakes. We've got some raspberries, pretzels, some bunny graham crackers, and dipping sauces as well.
Cute. Oh, this is a kit people can buy. Oh, that's fantastic.
So it comes in a box like this with the lids on.
Okay.
And then you put it on your own charcuterie board for Easter. So for Easter and Mother's Day.
Okay, and I'm looking at blueberry. So how many flavors total then?
About 16.
16.
Yes.
What's your most unusual?
Our most unusual probably would be our bourbon maple bacon.
Ooh,
we have that for Super Bowl and Father's Day. And then for Mother's Day and Easter we do the lemon blueberry, and our #1 sellers are white chocolate raspberry.
Oh, that sounds amazing. So, you know, owning a business is tough, and especially, you know, the restaurant world right now with all the skyrocketing prices. How do you guys maintain? I mean, 7 years, congratulations.
Thank you.
Hopefully there's 70 more to come.
Absolutely.
What would you say the biggest struggle is, though?
Yeah, so the biggest struggle right now is just costs. All the costs are going up, and we've been very fortunate to partner with Innovation DuPage in Glen Ellen. It's an incubator program. We had we're part of it as the owner to CEO program, so it helps us know how to run the business even more efficiently. And so it's been a great help for us for resources and education and marketing, things like that, and speaking engagements like this.
Oh, that's great. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So what was it that finally got you to the point where you were like, okay, I think I have nailed this cheesecake. This is really good. People are going to want it.
I had a lot of people. We had a lot of taste groups over the years.
Okay.
And
ooh, that would have been fun to be in a friend of yours, huh?
So over that time period, I just started just taking them to different family events and different parties and stuff like that. And like I said, people tasted them and they're like, you really need to sell these.
Yeah.
This is really good cheesecake. So
okay, let me ask you, what's different between your cheesecake and some of the other ones? Because, you know, people are funny about their cheesecake, aren't they? You know, some people like it a certain way. Some people prefer it to be extra creamy. Some want the more dense. What is it about yours? How do you describe the flavors?
Ours, well, first of all of our flavors are infused into the cheesecake. We don't take a plain cheesecake and just put stuff on top of it.
Okay.
We put everything inside. So you see a white chocolate raspberry, it's got raspberry inside. Our caramel pecan has caramel inside. And ours is not heavy. We use sour cream, and it makes it a little bit dense, and also a little bit light at the same time. So it's a texture that people say, this tastes like what my grandmother used to make.
Oh, that's nice.
So, and that's what I like to hear. Yeah, that was my
what's
idea.
the best compliment you've ever gotten from somebody? And was there a moment where you saw somebody try your cheesecake and you were like, okay, this is why I'm doing it?
So we made a peach cobbler cheesecake.
Peach cobbler,
Yes,
yum.
it was for a food truck. And when I made it, me and the guy who owned the food truck, we tasted it. I almost started crying.
Oh my gosh.
It was so
cheesecake
good.
that brings you to tears.
Yes,
I
yes,
want some of
yes.
that.
It was so good, yes.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, if I could add to that, we make vegan gluten-free.
Oh, that's
So
great.
we make traditional, we make gluten-free, we make vegan gluten-free, and all the flavors. And now we just added a no sugar added. So our mission is that everybody can enjoy cheesecake.
awesome.
So when we get people who haven't had cheesecake in 10 years because they couldn't have it because of dietary restrictions, and then they're like, oh, I can have cheesecake, that really makes it.
I was going to say that probably makes you feel great. So,
Yes.
Yeah.
so if you don't live near Bloomingdale, how are you able to take advantage of this?
Yeah, so we're in 21 retail locations, including Woodman's, Fresh Time. We're in the city in DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats, and
great.
we deliver. So you can pick up at our kitchen in Bloomingdale, or we deliver within 50 miles.
Okay, and this is just the Easter special,
This is
right?
just the Easter special, and then we'll have a smaller one for Mother's Day. It'll be one cheesecake with some the accoutrements.
Okay, I
And,
love this. That's
yeah.
very creative and
Yeah,
adorable.
thank
Okay,
you.
so what's your location though, so people can come out if they can?
Yeah, we're at 148 South Bloomingdale Road, Suite 112 in Bloomingdale, and we have open hours on Wednesdays where you can just walk in, and whatever we have on hand you can purchase on Wednesdays. Yeah.
So this is your first generation. This is all because of your dad's inspiration. What's your hope for the future with this?
I'm hoping to take over the cheesecake world.
Yeah, you want to be the cheesecake king and queen.
Yes,
do you?
yes, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you're well on your way. I can't wait to dig in. It looks absolutely
Thank
beautiful.
you.
And
Thank
what a
you.
fun
Yes.
idea. So thank you for coming in.
Thank
Great
you
to
for
meet
having
you
us.
guys. Best of luck with the business.
Thank you so
Stewart's
much.
Cheesecake. We appreciate you. We'll be right back. Welcome back. 8:20, spring break time. Imagine going on your spring break to your Airbnb, and what do you find under the sheets? But a snake. Yes. Snake. Actually, a small python curled up under the covers at the Airbnb in this Destin, Florida location. That's the state's panhandle. One of the friends was brave enough to pick up the python with the shirt and carry it outside. For anyone curious, turned out to be a ball python, which can grow to around 4 or 5 feet. And we're going to move on because Mark and I spent 40 minutes talking about snakes earlier.
We can talk more about the snake.
That's okay.
I like how you said it's just a small
Just a small
snake.
one.
Just a small snake. It still would would freak you out to see it,
Oh,
you know,
yeah, no
between the
doubt.
sheets. I wonder if they got a discount.
I don't know. I'd want my money back, huh?
I think so. All right. Now, if one of your New Year's resolutions is to find love, a new study says sports and physical activities are becoming the top ways for singles to mingle amongst the people. Well, running clubs were always popular for scoring dates. Do you think that's true? Running clubs? It seems like...
No, we were talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
Maybe but you talked before and after?
Yeah, because you're not really like...
Yeah, you don't really
how are
talk
ya?
when you're running, right?
Yeah.
I know I sure as heck couldn't talk if I had to.
It would be tough, wouldn't it?
Football is something that we should
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
That's where you might meet somebody.
Yeah, playing
And
football?
basketball, yes, playing. Not
On the
as,
court?
Yeah, sports.
Well, this is all morphed into, you know, really signing up for all different kinds of sports. Experts say that sharing an activity, and who are the experts, really? If we trace this back, are we going to see a bunch of guys
Those people.
sitting around a room, you know, on a boardroom called the expert room? I'm dubious of these experts. But anyway, they say that sharing an activity makes connections feel more natural. No swiping required. Plus, even if sparks don't fly, at least you still get a workout. And I don't think you have to be an expert to figure that out.
No, but you know, they have some great clubs around here, like walking clubs and social clubs. I remember when my daughter first moved here after college, and we had moved to the city, and she didn't really have any friends. And there is a walking club for people to get to know, just to get together.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
There is basically a club for
There
whatever
is.
you could be literally underwater basket weaving, and I think you
find
probably find a club in Chicago. Rock climbing, I mean, kite flying, whatever it is, I'm sure there's a group of similar like-minded individuals that would like to hang out with you.
I discovered that whenever I wanted to see my college football team play, that there's bars that are directly related to college teams too.
Yes.
You can find a bar for every college team in the city of Chicago.
Slippery Rock University?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's one for you. There's one for you.
Going on a quest.
Major.
That
Okay.
actually seems like it would be a fun adventure.
What?
Finding those bars for,
Oh.
you know,
Oh,
pick a school out of the hat and go find a bar.
That's a great idea. We could make a map for people.
Yes, we could.
Yes, because we have time on our hands.
I
Mark.
see an app.
I think
for
so.
that, yeah.
Hey, if you're looking to live in the happiest country in the world, don't be surprised it's not here. You're going to have to head overseas, specifically to Europe. Finland has earned its 9th consecutive title as the happiest nation on earth, according to Oxford University's World Happiness Report. This is due to a combination of wealth, equal distribution, and healthy life expectancy. Other Nordic countries also ranked in the top 10, with Denmark at number 2 and Iceland at number 3. If you're wondering, the U.S. ranks number 23. Okay.
I think that there, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think there are 300 words in the Finnish language for sauna.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so, I mean,
So it's
you
all
know,
about the sauna.
you know what, why wouldn't you be happy if you had, you know, saunas all
and-
over the place?
but sauna and those cold plunges, too, right?
Well, that goes hand
Yeah.
in hand.
Yes,
you
it
get
does.
warm, you go out and plunge, and then, you know, drink some
Well, you've-
Finlandish stuff.
Yeah, what do they drink? What's a good, I don't even know.
Finlandia, I don't know.
You've done cold plunges. You like those,
I think
right?
I have. I don't know if I like them. I didn't always
polar
do them on
plunge.
purpose.
Yeah. You were
Sometimes
forced.
I did do the polar
You
plunge.
did it a couple of times, didn't
Yeah,
you?
I think there were some. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
all for a good cause.
Yeah, and do you think, why did I do this? I'm never doing it again. Let me just give them a check.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Because one time we did it up at Northwestern University, and it was one of those years where the lake had kind of made a frothy, icy glacier along the lake. So literally, if you walked up to the water's edge, there was about an 8 to 10 foot frozen chunk of ice that went out hundreds of feet into the lake. So they had to actually get a backhoe and chip away
It
and
was
make
that
a
cold.
cold pool, like on the edge. So it was sand on one side, glacier on the other side, and then there was like this little pool of water that was in the middle, and it was
And that's where you guys went in.
it was very, very, very
But
chilly.
look, you can say you did it, and you can talk about it. Look, we're talking about how many years ago was that?
100.
100 years later, we can talk about this.
Cosmic,
in the history books.
Yes, we can. Ancient history. Cosmic sight caught on camera. People in Ohio and Pennsylvania, they spotted a meteor. That was yesterday morning. Many thought it was an explosion after hearing the sonic boom it created. NASA later confirmed it was a 17,000-pound meteor. Sylvia, how much is a 17,000-pound meteor?
Well, don't tell me, don't tell me. I'm going to guess that's about twice as heavy as a hippo.
Or 2 hippos, right? Now, are we talking baby hippos or full-grown hippos?
Yeah, right.
I suppose full-grown hippos. I just love these analogies that these guys come up with. You know, it's like also 1.2 of a giraffe. Or one elephant.
24 football fields.
NASA says it broke up into smaller pieces. The meteor may have landed somewhere outside of Cleveland and Akron, Ohio.
Have you ever seen a meteor, like pieces of meteor outside a museum?
I have not, and they're very valuable as well. So I would love to see some pieces of meteor. They're meteors as they fall through the sky. Meteorites once they hit the so they change words when they hit the land.
Okay.
Just in case this ever comes up in trivia.
There you go.
Boys and girls.
But they're expensive.
Very expensive.
Yes.
Yeah. In fact.
This guy has a story for everything.
We want to talk about meteorites. So the Japanese have made these robots because apparently the Japanese are fascinated by meteorites, as are many people around the world. So in Antarctica, they're easier to spot because of the snow and ice. So they have these robots that are just kind of circulating around looking for meteorite pieces.
Really?
So it's kind of like the vacuum cleaner, the Roomba.
Yeah.
Except instead of packing up like dust, it packs up meteorites in Antarctica.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that is interesting, but I'm just sharing with you.
Like I said, this guy has a story for everything.
They're not always very good ones.
They're always fun. Okay, we're going to take a break and we'll be right back. Taking a live look outside on this Sunday. We had a little sun, but now we've got more cloud cover. Today's the big Shamrock Shuffle. If you're heading downtown, Be prepared because there are some road closures. And Mark, if you are running the Shamrock Shuffle,
which I won't be.
Which I know you personally won't be, but if one were to run the Shamrock Shuffle, what kind of weather are they going to experience?
If one were to.
Yes.
You
Not
know,
either of us, but
runners like cool weather usually, and pretty good today because it's in the 40s now. On the other hand, it is pretty breezy. That's never a good thing. So we're below average today. We have temperatures mostly in the 40s today. Those temperatures are going to continue to tumble downward into the 30s by dinner time tonight. So temperatures are trending downward. Tomorrow, likewise, we have temperatures that are going to be below average. We're going to be around 40, 45 degrees tomorrow. But behind me is a little dash of hope. This is March 30th through April 5th. This is the temperature trend, and you can see that red splashed right over Chicago. That means the temperature trends, not every single day necessarily, but the temperature trend will be above average. Futurecast, winds coming down the lake, 10:30 this morning. We also have a shot of some rainfall coming through. Some widely scattered showers. This takes us all the way through 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And even as we go past 4, 5, 6 o'clock, the rainfall pushes away. Most of the city dries out. And by this evening, we will dry out. A few clouds around overnight. And then here comes Monday. Some sunshine returns. Winds still coming down the lake, coming down out of the north. So tomorrow still remains a cool day with, again, those temperatures back up to around 45 degrees. But at least we'll have some sunshine as we push through the day on Monday. Tuesday, clouds return. So do temperatures back in the 50s, which are technically back above average. We'll see 50s Tuesday and Wednesday. And by the time Thursday rolls around for opener, we have temps in the 60s. Again, Futurecast showing the flow coming in from the northwest at times, northeast here in the city. Again, some rainfall, heavier rainfall down to our south, southern Illinois and southern Indiana, seeing some heavier shower activity. But Futurecast, again, showing that we will be moderating our air mass as we go through the rest of the week with temperatures pushing back into the 50s and the 60s. So temperatures this hour, 44 degrees at Schaumburg, 47 degrees in Aurora, Waukegan at 38, 43 at both of the airstrips. But Sylvia, there are some temperatures that are in the 60s south of Interstate 80 this hour. Those temperatures that are in the 60s, though, we're going to trade those over for temperatures in the 40s here in a quick hurry.
okay, it's not going to last. Thank you, Mark. Stick around, more Good Day. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It is 8:35. Take a look at this video in Australia. This is a store with a bunch of stuffed animals except for this. That's a possum.
Oh.
Yep. Airport officials say it got stuck inside the airport and it was looking for a place to hide, and it thought, where can I go where I won't be so obviously seen?
Hey, there's a bunch of my friends hanging out there.
Exactly. So let me just go and see if anybody notices. So the possum took off. Video taken from a staff member showing the possum's head poking out and looking around. Can you imagine how shocked the staff person was when they saw this?
Well, at first you're kind of thinking, man, what's wrong with me? Am I having some sort of flashback? Because I'm looking at all these faces all day long, and there's like cute little critters, and all of a sudden one starts like moving around.
Right.
You're like, is he going to start talking to me next? I mean, what's going on?
Possums, are they cute?
They are cute.
Yeah?
Yeah. That one's kind of cute, isn't he? Look at him.
Yeah.
He just blends in with everybody else. You know, possums just don't get enough love.
No. What about, how do you feel about armadillos?
Not much. No, not much. And I've gotten the feeling that you're not a fan of armadillos.
No, but growing up in Texas and Oklahoma, we used to see them roadkill on the streets all the
They're
time,
always
right?
squished, aren't they? Do
Yes.
they just not know enough to get out of the way?
I think they're super slow, and forever people used to say that they passed on leprosy. Did you know this?
I've heard that before.
But, I don't know if that's, I mean, not that leprosy.
No, it's true. It's true. They bad diseases, nasty diseases.
But they had the hard shell, the candy-coated hard shell.
But
Why should they be a problem?
They're not that hard when a car goes by.
Obviously.
Yeah. You see them flattened all over on the road. Now, here's a little known fact,
Okay,
Sylvia.
do tell.
They're in
I'm all
Illinois now.
ears. They're what?
In Illinois.
Oh, they're not supposed to be?
No,
What
they don't
happened?
belong here.
What happened?
They wandered up here.
Oh, somebody
got
brought them
lost.
as a pet?
No, they walked across some bridges,
How many
I think.
centuries did that take? We've already discussed how slow they are. Right?
You know, you kind of make a couple of, yards every day, and pretty soon, next thing you know, you're in Illinois.
Oh, by the way, we forgot to tell everybody they got the possum out. He's okay, so don't worry about the
possum's going to be okay.
Yeah.
And also, possum fact, Sylvia.
What's a possum factoid?
They chew up. They love to eat ticks. So if you have them around in your yard,
tick eaters.
They are just vacuum cleaners for ticks.
Oh, here he comes.
So
yeah, tick eater. Okay.
One man's fashion philosophy seems to be, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. His wife says he hasn't bought any new clothes in over 20 years. Okay, I was thinking about this. I hope she doesn't mean no new clothes. I hope he's buying socks and underwear.
Oh, yeah.
Because if he's walking around with 20-year-old, skivvies, that couldn't be right. Okay, here's a viral post. The woman, she's on Reddit. She shared a picture of her husband's closet. Ladies, probably not a great idea to share pictures of your husband's closet.
But I want to say, I would like to comment on how neat that closet
It's
is.
extremely neat,
Right?
isn't it? Okay, now let's look at that. He's got a couple, like, red coats.
And look how, it's like a department store. Look at that.
Kind of it.
So I'm kind of impressed. Obviously, he's washing things and he's taking good care of them.
He's taking good care.
Yes.
So he's allowed to do that. The woman on Reddit shared this picture saying he's been wearing the same darn clothes since 2005, the same year that the couple started dating. So maybe he just thinks of that as a magical time and wants to, keep in the, 2005.
Fashion is just not a concern. He probably spends his money on other things that mean more.
Like his lovely wife.
There you go. She looks like she has some nice shoes in there. Did you see that?
Were those her shoes?
Well, I hope
they were his. That's a whole nother story. And see, that's what happens, boys and girls, when you share your personal closet space with the world. People can look in and then they can determine some other things.
I have always said this secret. There's a couple of secrets to happy marriage. But two of them for me is separate closets and separate bathrooms. I don't want to share a closet with anybody. I need all of the space I can get.
Those are probably two brilliant ideas.
I mean, there's more to that list, but those are two top ones for me.
Yeah, because you don't want your,
I want my own closet.
Your dentures sitting right out there. Well, some might find the idea of wearing the same clothes over and over and over and over for 2 decades unusual. A lot of people are applauding this sustainable approach to fashion.
I'm not sure if that's what he thought about with sustainability, but good for him, right?
Yeah, and okay, you pointed out those are probably not his shoes, the high heels.
Definitely not. No. Okay.
We're hoping, anyway.
Speaking of marriage, we're talking about secrets to happy marriage.
Yeah?
This is very sweet. So some sweet notes for a second grade teacher who was about to get married. She asked her second grade classroom to give her advice on marriage, and they came up with some insightful ideas. One wrote, do not eat each other's snacks. Yeah,
That's
there's
very
nothing worse
important.
than when
No.
you couldn't finish your dinner and you put the rest in there and you go back and then it's all gone.
Oh, you got that little pudding that,
Yeah.
and it's like someone steals your pudding.
Yeah, the last
Not
bite.
good.
And then another one was get her Starbucks every day and give her flowers.
Yeah.
Very sweet. Another good one, be kind and love each other. The teacher said she wanted to do something extra special to get her children involved in her wedding. So she came up with this idea and they surprised her with how sweet and thoughtful all of their responses
Those
were.
are sweet
Right?
and thoughtful and all G-rated. Now,
Yes.
if this were a 4th grade or a 5th grade class, I'm sure
High
we'd
school.
have some
Yeah.
high school.
Yeah.
We would blow right past the PG.
We wouldn't be reading that.
Yeah, we'd be. There would probably be some other ideas and that we wouldn't be sharing. Okay, imagine seeing this on the road.
What is it?
Some deputies in Florida, they arrested this driver, not for driving the wrong way, but for going backwards down the road.
Wasn't his fault.
Well, it kind of was. He was driving. The driver told deputies, it was stuck in reverse.
Is that possible?
Because of a mechanical issue. It's possible. But here, watch what happens, though.
Yeah.
Magically, the mechanical issue disappeared when the sirens came on. Bill Murphy, you know Bill, right?
Yeah.
He lives down
Crazy.
there in Florida.
Crazy.
He's charged with habitual driving with a license that was suspended. So that's really the story. This knucklehead shouldn't have been on the road to begin with. Officials say, get this, he's been convicted 10 times before this. And he doesn't have a driver's license. You know, in Illinois, if you don't have a driver's license and you get convicted, they'll put you in Hooskow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who what?
The who? Not the hoo-ah, the Hooskow.
Hooskow.
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard that before.
In the penalty box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that must be a sports term. I'm all about the sports. You know what term I never heard of until I came to Chicago?
What?
Squadrol. Had you ever heard of a squadrol before?
What is that?
Okay, see, that's a Chicago thing. That's
Okay.
the police cars where they, and please, police officers, if I'm getting this wrong, I apologize. But, they lock them up in the car, and they call it a squadrol. I'd never heard that
They
term
lock
before.
the police cars up?
No. That when you get arrested
Yeah.
for doing something you weren't supposed
Okay,
to.
and they take
they're
my
gonna
car away.
Put you in the squadrol.
The
It's a
squadron?
term, yes.
Oh.
Yeah. I had never heard that till I moved to
So
Chicago.
I'm confused. Is that the back seat
Yes.
of the
Not the back
squadron?
seat. No, it's like an actual vehicle, not your typical police car.
Oh.
Yeah.
Some people call that a paddy wagon.
Oh, yeah, there's
Yeah.
that too. But I'd
Yeah.
never heard of squadrol before.
I've never, a squadrol?
Yeah.
Never heard
It
that
used
before.
to show up in like news scripts, and I'm like, what the heck is a
squadrol?
squadrol? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
It's a
always
Chicago
good.
thing.
If you, boys and girls, if you want to grow up to be a news writer, just throw in random terms that no one's
Squadrels.
heard of before, because we'll eventually all learn them. Yeah.
We'll read them. Okay,
Yeah.
from Han Solo to Sun Devil, award-winning actor Harrison Ford is scheduled to speak at this year's ASU commencement. The Indiana Jones star will also receive an honorary degree from the university. The school's spring commencement will be held May 11th at Mountain America Stadium in Tempe. And I have a fun Harrison Ford story that Jake
Please.
Hamilton told me. And I don't know if Jake's ever shared this story, but I am calling him out on this, okay?
So you don't think it's accurate?
No, I think it's totally accurate.
Okay.
He told me, and I thought it was hilarious. So Harrison Ford is kind of known to be, he can be difficult with
can be a
interviews
tough interview,
sometimes.
yeah.
And it depends on his mood,
Yeah.
And he's Harrison Ford, so he can do whatever.
Do
the
whatever
heck
he
wants.
darn well pleases.
So he was trying to promote something, and he said to the PR people, "Get me that kid that does interviews all
That
the
kid.
time." And they're like, "Who?" And he goes, "The one with the hair." And they're like, "Oh, you mean Jake?" That's how he's known. The one with give me that kid with the hair.
That's funny.
But Harrison Ford really likes Jake.
Well, and that's cool because just yesterday I was talking to Jake about interviewing Harrison Ford, and he said the very first time he interviewed him, and he said he's interviewed him a number of
Yes.
times. He said he was like an 18-year-old kid,
Yeah.
and it was like, "Hello, Mr. Ford, how are you? Can you tell me about that boulder?"
And
Indiana
he's
Jones?
such a huge Star Wars fan. I'm sure he was, fanning out. But Yeah, but Harrison, I wonder if Harrison Ford now knows Jake's name or if he will forever be referred to
as the kid with the hair. Yeah, give me the kid with the hair. You know, he's right down the hall. You know, so I had a question for Jake about interviewing Harrison Ford. And I knew that he was a tough interview. So a lot of times when you talk to folks that, you know, are big-time superstars, the last thing they want to talk about is, you know, what happened in this scene in Star Wars.
Yeah, they want new stuff.
You know,
yes.
So, you know, but other things in life interest them.
Yes.
And I asked him, did you ever talk to him about fly fishing? And Jake turns to me and goes, no, but that's a great idea. And I'm like,
is that a thing he does?
That he's passionate about fly fishing.
Oh, that's
And
smart.
I thought Jake would have, because Jake is such a great
interviewer.
Yes. He's one of the best interviewers around.
He absolutely
is. He always has these ways of
getting
kind
into
of
that.
weaving in and getting into, like, because if you watch a Jake interview, one of the first things you'll see about half the time of any interview, the star will be there and they'll go, wow. That's a great question. And they've never heard that question before.
And I love that Jake always manages to get those in that interview for when he cuts it.
Yeah. Because
you know, everybody says that to him.
When they go and interview, you know, there's like 14 of these guys and they get like 7 minutes apiece.
Yeah.
So these guys, the stars, they're getting banged, boom, 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 boom. And they're getting the same stupid questions from the same silly people that are like, you know, what's it like to be a star? Or, you know,
like
whatever.
To play Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
I interviewed him once at an event, and there was a lot of people there, and so we were individually interviewing. But I was nervous because I could tell he did not want to be there, and he was just like, "Can we get this over with?"
Right.
You know?
Right.
So
well, and you know, if you think about it, if you're a big-time star and you act and that's your profession, there are other parts of the job that you might not like, and maybe talking to us
is one of them. Yeah.
Anybody
I can't
else?
imagine.
Anybody? I know. Why wouldn't you want to talk to us?
I can't imagine.
You ever run into any other difficult people?
I did, which I probably shouldn't say, and I won't, but I will say, this.
It's okay.
When you're known for a role, such as Indiana Jones or Forrest Gump, I can name all these big iconic movies. And I think about Madonna. Madonna was known for these classic, you know, songs in the 70s. And I went to one of her concerts a few years ago, and she decided she wasn't going to do any of her old music.
I remember that.
And she was only going to do her new stuff.
Yeah.
Which is what exactly, right?
Yeah.
So, and people
what?
were in the audience yelling at her that they wanted her to sing songs, and she basically was cursing people out, saying she wasn't going to do it. You know, and I thought, as an artist, shouldn't you kind of embrace what it was that people, what you really became known for, and you know, and mix it in with some other things. But be appreciative of what put you in that position.
Exactly. You know, in fact, a lot of times, you know, you'll go up to a book author and you want their autograph. And I remember a friend of mine went up to a famous author and said, you know, I know it's kind of cliche, but would you sign the book? And he's like, oh no, I never mind signing one of my babies. And that's what he looked at it as. That was something that he was very proud of.
As you should be. Very nice.
Yeah, always. The world's full of enough jerks as it is.
I know, right?
We don't need to add any more.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, there's a new trend called...
Is it new?
Not really. You know, this has been around since the caveman. Because think about this. This is silent walking.
Yes.
If you weren't a silent walker back in caveman days, a dinosaur might eat you, right?
I'm a chatty Cathy walker.
Are you? You'd be fun to walk with. Yeah, in an era where everybody has their phones out, they're listening to music, they're listening to a podcast, many people are ditching the tech, and they're trying out a new thing. It's called nature.
Yeah.
Some see it as a time of meditation. Others just want some exercise. But the only rule is no headphones and keeping your darn yap shut.
I like, sometimes I take my headphones off if I'm walking home. I'll be like, you know what, let's not listen to music. Let's just kind of... But walking in the city, it's not nature because you hear all the street sounds.
Right.
Next thing you know, you're putting your AirPods back in.
Everybody I know has done that forever.
Yeah.
I never, ever did that because I'm always afraid of, like, a garbage truck rolling up behind me. I want to be able to hear
You're
it.
Mr. Safety, but you just don't turn them up so that you can still hear things that are going on out there, but then you can hear your music, Mr. Safety.
My kids call me Mr.
Oh,
Safety.
do they?
Yes,
Okay,
they do.
see?
Yeah.
How funny is that?
I just like, you know what, it's not hard. Put your seatbelt on. Shut up. You know, we're doing silent driving now.
Silent driving. Okay, don't go away. Mark and I will be right back, and Mark's going to have a final check of our forecast.
I am?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Is it going to change between now and then?
No.
Okay.
Still the
Never
same.
mind, he won't.
I will.
Welcome back. This is pretty hysterical. This is a rogue robot in California at a hot pot restaurant. The workers had to step in to restrain the robot because apparently it was knocking items from the tables during a dancing performance. Take a good look at this video, Mark.
Yeah, this is where it all starts, right here. This is where it starts.
Percolator. It's time for the percolator.
Yeah.
That's what's going on. And it's, it's knocking everything down. And look at them clutching the robot. You can see the bot waving its arms in the air, looking a little distressed. It took 3 servers to pull the robot away from the table. Thankfully, nobody was injured, but yeah, that's...
Yeah, okay, he's just a little fella. He's a little he's a little fella, and it took 3 people. Wait till the giant robots decide that they're going to go rogue.
Look at him, he's doing the robot.
This is where it all starts. We all think it's cute and happy now until the killer robots come out. It's not that soon in the future.
The killer robots.
They're going to come. They're coming for us. I mean, look at that. Oh, yeah. Remember that back in 2026? That cute little robot. We should have taken heed of that guy's warning back then.
That's really funny. That's entertaining right there.
Sure it is.
You're at the restaurant, and I would be dying laughing. Look at him. Yeah.
Okay, here's something very important.
What?
Did no one think of putting a kill switch on the robot?
Right.
Shouldn't there be like a little red button
Reset.
where you smack the back of his head and he's like, you know, like the robot
He's still going. Look, he's still going.
Will Robinson, like, you know, his arms kind of go down to the side.
Yes.
What the heck was the name of that show?
The Jetsons, too. What was the name of the maid on the Jetsons?
Rosie the robot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like Rosie had one.
Yeah.
Rosie
all I'm saying is warning, warning.
Yeah, that's right.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay, what are you talking about now?
It's a hole-in-one discovery. Groundskeeper Willie was out going around the golf course there in England, and he was inspecting a sinkhole at the 13th hole. there's a lot of numbers in this story. And none of them are really particularly important. So I'm going to tell you right now,
Do tell.
none of the numbers here will be on the test later. All right, the inspector was on the 13th hole when they found a 19th century wine cellar buried underneath. Experts believe it belonged to a 12th century manor demolished in 1888. Aren't you glad you don't have to know any of those numbers for the test? The club has moved the historic bottles to safekeeping and resealed the site while they decide how to toast this fascinating find.
Now, some of that, which was what?
I was going to say done in 2026. I'm just drawing out the numbers one more further because
you wanted more numbers.
No, I just think the fact that there's all these stupid numbers in the story is kind of funny.
So I wonder if some of those bottles still had wine. Look, a lot of them looked fresh.
I think they did.
wonder
I
if
think
they're
there were
still any
some.
good.
You would be crushed if they were empty, right?
Right.
I think some of them did, and can you imagine? So here's the deal. You find something from a, 18th century cellar or whatever, and you got to crack it open and taste it, because wine is supposed to, be better with age.
It is, but sometimes it can go bad. So
Right, but at one point, doesn't it just want to kill you? I mean, if it's too old?
Yeah.
So it would be a situation where, like, here you go.
What are those
Drink this.
devices called that you can put inside the wine bottles without, like, if you don't want a whole bottle, you just put it inside? There's a name for it.
It's
I can't
like
think of it.
carbon dioxide or whatever in there.
And then you can get it tasted a little bit, so you could do that. Okay, but let's get a final check of the forecast.
Is our show over already? I
It's
can't
exhausting.
believe it.
It's over.
45 today, a chance of some rainfall. Sunshine, 40s tomorrow, 55 on Tuesday. More 50s on the day after Tuesday.
But it's really not over, because we are back on Fox Local and are streaming at 10 a.m. So please join us. We'll be talking about all kinds of other things.
All kinds of stuff with sound.
There you go.
Living color.
See you later. You hope. You hope.
Well.
Bob's